Though I actually had already done a review of this for its 25th anniversary, and that review did okay. But I decided after it's been over a month since this film turned 30 this year, I decided to do a re-review of it before I talk about its direct-to-video sequels. So prepare yourselves, we're about to head out to the Pride Lands and enter the Circle of Life. Here's a re-review of the one, the only, The Lion King. Bad Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a re-review of the 1994 animated musical coming-of-age drama flick known as The Lion King, released by Disney. Now, I made just one slight error. It's been 2 months since it's turned out, not 1 month. My apologies. The film was directed by Roger Allers and Rob Minkoff in their feature directorial debuts, and produced by Don Hahn from a screenplay written by Irene Mitchie, Jonathan Roberts, and Linda Wolverton. The film features an all-star cast that includes Matthew Broderick, Moira Kelly, James Earl Jones, Jeremy Irons, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Niketa Calame, Nathan Lane, Ernie Sabella, Whoopi Goldberg, Cheech Marin, Rowan Atkinson, and Robert Guillaume. Guillaume. Excuse me. I'm having trouble pronouncing that. Its original songs were written by composer Elton John and lyricist Tim Rice, with a score by Hans Zimmer. It's inspired by African wildlife, and the story is modeled primarily on Shakespeare's stage play of Hamlet, with some influence from the biblical stories of Joseph and Moses. It follows a young heir apparent who is forced to flee after his uncle kills his father and usurps the throne. After growing up in exile, the rightful king returns to challenge the usurper and end his tyrannical rule over the kingdom. The film was released on June 15th, 1994, and eventually became a big success. And it became one of the biggest films during the Disney Renaissance era. Anyway, let's go and get into the story. In the Pride Lands of Tanzania, a pride of lions rule over the kingdom from Pride Rock. King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi's newborn son Simba is presented to the gathering animals by Rafiki the Mandrill, the kingdom's shaman and advisor. Mufasa's younger brother Scar covets the throne. Mufasa shows Simba the Pride Lands and forbids him from exploring beyond its borders. He explains to Simba the responsibilities of kingship and the circle of life, which connects all living things. Scar manipulates Simba into exploring an elfin graveyard beyond the Pride Lands. There, Simba and his best friend Nala are chased by three spy hyenas, Shenzi, Banzai, and Ed. Mufasa is alerted by his majordome, majordomo, I apologize if I mispronounced that word, the hornbill Zazu, and rescues the cubs. Though disappointed with Simba for disobeying him and endangering himself and Nala, Mufasa forgives him. He explains that the great kings over the past watch over them from the night sky, from which he will one day watch over Simba. Scar visits the hyenas and convinces them to help kill both Mufasa and Simba in exchange for hunting rights in the Pride Lands. Scar sets up a trap for the two, luring Simba into a gorge. He signals the hyenas to drive a large herd of wildebeest into a stampede to trample Simba. Scar alerts Mufasa to save Simba and tries to escape the gorge. He begs for Scar's help, but Scar throws Mufasa into the stampede to his death. Scar tricks Simba into believing that Mufasa's death was his fault and tells him to leave the kingdom and never return. He then orders the hyenas to kill Simba, who escapes. Unaware of Simba's survival, Scar tells the Pride that the stampede killed both Mufasa and Simba and steps forward as the new king, allowing the hyenas into the Pride Lands. Simba collapses in the desert but is rescued by two outcasts, a meerkat and a warthog, known as Timon and Pumbaa. Simba grows up with his two new friends in their oasis, living a carefree life under their motto Hakuna Matata, which means no worries in Swahili. Years later, an adult Simba rescues Timon and Pumbaa from a hungry lioness who is revealed to be Nala. Simba and Nala fall in love, and she urges him to return home, telling him that the Pride Lands have become drought stricken under Scar's reign. Still feeling guilty over his dad's death, Simba refuses and leaves angrily. He encounters Rafiki, who tells Simba that Mufasa's spirit lives on in him. Simba is visited by his father's spirit in the night sky, who tells him that he must take his place as king. After Rafiki advises him to learn from the past instead of running from it, Simba decides to return to the Pride Lands. Now for the ending, you know the procedure. 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below, fast forward to the time below as I'm now counting down. If you've seen this already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Aided by his friends, Simba sneaks past the hyenas at Pride Rock and confronts Scar, who taunts Simba over his supposed role in, Mufasa's death. Scar then whispers to Simba that Scar himself killed Mufasa. Enraged, Simba retaliates and forces Scar to confess the truth to the Pride. A battle ensues between Simba and his allies and the hyenas. Scar attempts to escape but is cornered by Simba at a ledge near the top of Pride Rock. Scar begs for mercy and blames his actions on the hyenas. Simba spares Scar's life but orders him to leave the Pride Lands forever. But he refuses and attacks Simba. Following a brief battle, Simba throws Scar off the ledge. Scar survives the fall, but the hyenas, who overheard him betraying them, attack and maul him to death. With Scar and the hyenas gone, Simba takes his place as king, and Nala becomes his queen. With the Pride Lands restored, Rafiki presents Simba and Nala's newborn cub to the assembled animals, thus continuing the circle of life. End of story. So, what did I think of The Lion King? I love this movie. This is easily one of my favorite films of 1994 and part my early teen years. I must say it was really good. It was also one of the first Disney film to have been dubbed in Zulu, the only African language aside from Egyptian Arabic to have been used for a feature-length Disney dub. The film became such a big success for Disney, going on to make $978 million worldwide against its $45 million budget, becoming the second highest grossing film of '94, right behind last year's Jurassic Park 3. It held the title for being the highest grossing film until it was overtaken by Finding Nemo almost a decade later. And it also remains the highest grossing traditionally animated film of all time, as well as the best selling film on home video, having sold over 55 million copies worldwide. It received 2 Academy Awards as well as the Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. It is considered to be, well, among the greatest animated films ever made by many. I agree and what have you. They were definitely really, really good. After this, it's led to many works, such as a Broadway adaptation that started in 1997, as well as 2 direct-to-video follow-ups. One, of course, was the sequel, The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride, which I'll be reviewing in the next video, and the prequel slash parallel Lion King 1.5, which came out in 2004, which I'll be reviewing in a couple days, as well as 2 television series, The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa, which will be this week's Saturday morning TV log, as well as the recent hit The Lion Guard from 2016. The latter, which premiered as a television film under the title The Lion Guard Return of the Roar in 2015, as well as a dull, bland, photorealistic remake in 2019, which also became the highest grossing animated film at the time of its release, which is also getting a prequel coming up this year, which I'm still worried that film's going to cause a bit of a stir up. But let's get off that subject for now. And P.S. No, I'm not reviewing that remake. Not yet, anyway. We'll see, but I'm not guaranteeing you that. Okay, people? Good. Now, where was I? Anyway, that's the overall total it made. Yes, 978 million. After it's been re-released numerous a few times and what have you. The film currently sits at 93% certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, saying emotionally stirring, ritually drawn, beautifully animated. The film stands tall within Disney's pantheon of classic family films. It also ranked 56 on Rotten Tomatoes' top 100 animation movies. Metacritic has a good 88 score, and Cinema Score gave the film a rare A plus. There's been tons of other reviews and what have you. And all that jazz. Now, at the Academy Awards, it won Best Original Score, which went to Hans Zimmer, and Can You Feel the Love Tonight won Best Original Song, beating out Circle of Life and Hakuna Matata. The soundtrack won the top soundtrack at the American Music Awards. At the Golden Globe Awards, Can You Feel the Love Tonight also won Best Original Song, beating out Circle of Life. Aside from Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy, the film also won Best Original Score for Motion Picture. It also was a winner at various other awards, including the Annie Awards, the ASCAP Film and Television Music Awards, the Golden Reel Awards, even the Grammys. Where it won, where Elton John won the Best Male Pop Vocal Performance for "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," which was heard at the end credits. The soundtrack won Best Musical Album for Children. The Circle of Life actually won Best Instrumental Arrangement with accompanying vocals, and The Lion King read-along book and recording done by Robert Guillaume won Best Spoken Word Album for Children. Yes, and also it was nominated for Young, and it also was a big winner at the Young Artist Awards as well. So anyway, I really will say this is a great film and what have you. It's got a great story. It's got a great score from Hans Zimmer, great songs, and great characters. Everything. There's nothing wrong with this film. I really find there's nothing really wrong with The Lion King. And I think this is just definitely one of Disney's great of the 90s. In my opinion, while I do like films that came before, their previous films that came out before this, like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin, but The Lion King really does do pretty well. Considering there were more good, decent and reasonable films that came after this, like Pocahontas, Mulan, Hercules. Yeah, the list goes on. Now, for our voice acting cast, we have for Simba, young Simba was voiced by Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who was best known for his work on ABC's hit sitcom Home Improvement. After this, he would go on to do some other works for Disney, including Tom and Huck and I'll Be Home for Christmas. While the grown up Simba was voiced by Matthew Broderick. Both of them did very well and what have you. Jason Weaver performed the young Simba's singing voice, while Joseph Williams provided adult Simba's singing voice. Scar is voiced by Jeremy Irons. And I must say, a great villain. I really liked him. James Earl Jones voiced Mufasa. Very good. Of course, he did the voice of Darth Vader. But I gotta say, he does a great job. Now, the young Nala was voiced by Niketa Calame, while Laura Williams provided the singing voice, while grown up Nala was voiced by Moira Kelly, while Sally Dworsky provided the singing voice. Voicing Timon was Nathan Lane, who, of course, would later re-team with Rob Minkoff in voicing Snowbell in the Stuart Little films. I must say, he's a really funny character. Pumbaa's voiced by Ernie Sabella, who recently had appeared on numerous TV shows, including Saved by the Bell. I must say, he's really funny. Robert Guillaume, who you may remember best as TV's Benson of the same show, as well as the first 2 seasons of Soap, voices Rafiki. Great character. British funny guy Rowan Atkinson voices Zazu. I must say, he's very good. Sarabi is voiced by Madge Sinclair. Very good. While we have the hyenas, voicing Shenzi is Whoopi Goldberg, who of course would voice, well, I think right about that same year she voiced Fantasy in 20th Century Fox's The Page Master. Cheech Marin, who recently lent his voice to one of Disney's recent hit animated films, Oliver and Company, voices Banzai. He's pretty good. And Ed's vocal effects, well, I give vocal effects because he doesn't talk but just communicates through laughter, is done by Jim Cummings, who, of course, best known for voicing Winnie the Pooh and Tigger at the time, plus a lot of other Disney characters. So anyway, so the voice acting cast is very good and superb. So with everything said, The Lion King is a great film, and as I've said already, great songs, great score, excuse me, great direction, great atmosphere. Yeah, I should say the atmosphere was good, and great characters. So overall, I think this is a good film. I found nothing wrong with it. After revisiting, no problem with it. So would I recommend The Lion King, the original from 1994? The answer is easily yes, definitely. Kids will like it too if you give it a try. So what did you think of The Lion King? Let me from 1994, that is. Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow, make the views grow. Feel free to share my vids with your friends if you'd like. If you'd like for them to get to know about my channel. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. So anyway, if you like this, you may want to check out my reviews for these other films from the Disney Renaissance era. In the upper left-hand corner is my re-review of Beauty and the Beast from 1991. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Aladdin from 1993. Yeah, that's or what? No way, it was 92. I'm sorry. I'm getting these years mixed up. It was 92 or 93. Or if you would like, you can see another feline type flick, which sort of kind of predates that Renaissance era. Check out my review of Oliver and Company in the bottom left-hand corner, and the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.